Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Ninja Warrior Podcast, and at long last, we are finally covering Sasuke 39. Yup, I think today is the 1 month anniversary of it airing, but it's been at least almost a month since it aired, and we've been meaning to cover it.
Yeah, we were planning to cover it like the second week of January. I was gonna say June. Second week of January. But unfortunately, the three of us got caught up in our schedules, and the next week we were available. It was the anniversary week, so we were kind of forced to do that one first.
Yeah, so, generally speaking, now we are finally covering it. This might be a shorter episode than usual. Generally speaking, just like last year, what we're gonna do is only cover the competitors that we knew from, past experiences and memory of. In addition to that, we are also gonna be covering every single clear. Like, if there's a clear, we're gonna at least mention it.
Yes. So, speaking of which, I just want to go for general opinions, because I have something to say. I have some stuff to say about this tournament, so, what do you guys think about Sasuke 39?
A very mediocre slump. Yeah, he has a point there. Sasuke 39, Sasuke 38 was a lot of fun, a very good tournament, and it was surprising because it came in 2020. But this tournament was way worse.
Yeah, I know. Sasuke's budget has been going down tremendously for a while now, but this tournament just shows. And as we go further and further, you'll see what we mean if you haven't seen the tournament.
Yeah, this World Team play was obviously, but I do want to at least preference. But this was a pretty lackluster tournament. I really can think of one monumental moment in my head about this tournament. Only one thing really actually sticks out before you've watched it.
Yeah, that's generally how sad this is.
Yeah, I honestly wish it was way better, but that's how this goes. Yeah, but anyway, let's talk about the courses. First off, stage 1. Literally the exact same thing as in Sasuke 38, except there's a second warp wall.
Yeah! Why? Seriously, the only differences are the silk slider, how there's only one silk instead of two, and the second warp wall. Why? And the second warp wall just seems like a pointless tag just to make the course just a wee bit different.
Yeah, this is not the first time Sasuke had a second warp wall, but it's the first time in quite a while, so honestly, this sucks.
Yeah, this is very disappointing, especially since the stage 1 as a whole has stayed the same since the beginning, since about Sasuke 31 after Yusuke Morimoto's total victory.
Yeah, and speaking on that, do you think that the course would have been modified a lot more considering his total victory?
You'd think, but nope.
Yeah, if there wasn't so much weather shit, I would just think he would have won. Oh, heck yeah.
For sure. Because, the only reason why Yusuke failed... crap, I just spoiled shit!
Who cares, just go.
The only reason why Yusuke failed was because of the rain. And all of many others. So, generally, I think if the rain wasn't a problem, he definitely would have won.
Yeah, I think there were probably other ninjas who probably would have won, too.
Oh, yeah, I feel like if Yuji wasn't affected by the rain, he might have actually gone pretty far.
Yeah, because, the other stages 2 and 3, weren't changed as well. So, generally speaking, I think this generally is a very big disappointment, and we aren't even into the tournament anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. And before we start up on the ones, I also want to comment on the tournament's one time being 5 hours.
Yeah! This tournament did not need to be that long! Come on!
Yeah, I'm probably the first person to say this, but I think Sasuke would benefit from being broken up into several mini-episodes for stages 1 through 4. Because, I don't think we need a 5-hour-long broadcast.
Yeah! Definitely, for sure. And a lot of it was us just skipping. We finished the entire thing in, I think, just under an hour.
Yeah. One thing I also hated was the whip we had. Not only that it wasn't the entire tournament, it was missing the first hour. We will also had all the commercials, so after we watched everything, I had to go in and edit those out just for completionist sake. So, you're welcome, guys.
Yeah, that sucked. And speaking of which, you just mentioned how we were missing the first hour? Yeah, we missed the first 34 ones.
Yeah, that's how much we missed. Technically speaking, not all of them were shown, but just the fact that we missed that many is very disappointing.
Yeah, I have no idea where we find a complete whip. Let us know if you guys know, but I wouldn't be surprised if you have seen this tournament, you've gotten the same whip as we did, which was distributed by Speedy Ninja Warrior from what I got.
Yeah. So thanks for giving us the link, but generally speaking, we would have routed the full thing.
Technically, but not really, because I don't think we're missing too much.
Yeah, I don't see any ninjas here that actually I can recall. So generally speaking, it's disappointing, but it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In fact, there was so much commercials that this whip that we watched was only 3 hours and was only about 3 hours. Yeah, I chopped off about an hour's worth of commercials and the player not working. So generally speaking, it took a while.
Yeah, at least we got it, and now we're ready to cover it.
Yeah. So let's finally get into the actual tournament itself with the clears. We have 3 clears to start off before we get to the actual version of the show. We have number 9, Saikawa Koji. And by the way, these may not be pronounced right. He cleared stage 1 with 12.95 left on the clock.
Yeah, just know that, since we haven't seen these ones, obviously we can't detail them. So, yeah, but future clears, obviously, we'll watch the episode and detail them. Anyway, we have number 4. Anyway, I do want to mention this, because we're looking at a leaderboard right now on Sasukepedia, and I just see a Karen down below, and that just, fuels the meme.
I'm sure she was a real dick.
Alright, but anyway, moving on.
Yeah, we have number 14, Gato Yusuke. It's probably not referred to, probably not related to Yusuke Morimoto at all.
I would doubt that, but he quoted as well with 9.43 left on the clock.
Yep, and we have what I think is the slowest quote at the tournament by number 20, Sugeta Wine, who cleared with only a second and a half left on the clock.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, now I get to move on. But anyway, we have one more one who we did not get to see in the pre-show, and that would be Ajima Hideki. He cleared with 3.8 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, that's really about it. That's all the ninjas that we end up missing out on. Just 4 clears. Everyone else was generally an unknown ninja or someone who was cut entirely. So, generally speaking, yeah. Yeah, we didn't miss too much, but it's just unfortunate we missed any at all.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially the slowest clear at the tournament, because I would have liked to see how down to the wire that clear was.
Oh yeah, for sure. But anyway, let's move on to what we can actually see with the next ninja,
Kajihara Hayate.
Yep, he ended up completing the course to 26.67 seconds, and that was the very first one we ended up seeing an arrow whip of the thing. This competitor I want to mention is a surprising I didn't catch the original, but I'm seeing on the right now that we just rewatched. Fucking Jackie Chan.
Yeah, he was surprisingly on this. He was deceased, so that's probably why we didn't catch it. But yeah, it was Jackie Chan. He made an all-loaded fishbone. Honestly, pretty surprising for just a celebrity.
Yeah. Anyway, the next people I want to mention are the Black Tigers, a pair of ninjas who are trained by Mr. Sasuke, Kasumi Yamada.
Yeah, so anyway, the first one to win was number 49, and Kawachi Soichiro, who ended up sadly going on the Dragon Guard, just losing his grip on the first rung. But then we had the other Black Tiger, Yamamoto Yoshiyuki, who did pretty well.
Yeah, he got the fastest time on stage 1 that tournament, so that was pretty cool. But one thing I want to point out was on the tackle. He pretty much just made it look like a joke.
Yeah, it looked like he was just rolling a barrel down the track and he wasn't doing any of the work.
If you had to describe it, yeah, it's a pretty good one. The other one I want to mention is these group of celebrities who are on the course on the next 5 ninjas who did pretty shitty, minus the final ninja. I saw Yoshinori, who ended up completing the course in 18.12 left on the clock. And honestly, I really love this. I was genuinely surprised. Yeah, one criticism I want to give the editors especially is the fact that they had a commentator in the corner narrate his run, and that's not a problem on its own, but the fact that they just show him in the corner while it's run, and it's in the corner that was very distracting. Instead of it being in like the right hand corner where it would not be distracting, you could still see the ninja and all that stuff. It's on the left hand corner, completely ruining the illusion and basically speaking, covering a side where you'd want to see.
Yeah, it was the other way. Aside from maybe the warp wall, it probably would have been fine.
Yeah, but anyway, it was generally a surprising clear to me. I was generally surprised to see him clear. Because, being part of that group is just like surprising.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, the next ninja we'd like to highlight is Hayoki Masashi.
Yep, he ended up clearing with 14:39 left on the clock. And then we have a long streak of competitors who we barely care about. Well, leading up to the next clear, that being Muto Tomohiro, who ended up started his run by stacking his, I think, girlfriend on top of him with her doing a handstand. Yeah, that was really cool. I want to show a picture of that on screen, but yeah, that was really pretty cool and honestly just shows how acrobatic the two of them are, but definitely is dangerous.
Oh yeah, but who the fuck cares? It's some actual, things notable.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, he ended up clearing with 7.74 left on the clock. And then we have 2 of the most shocking fails in this tournament. At least, I should say disappointing.
Yeah, disappointing is probably the better word for that. But we had 75 and 76, 2 well-known veterans, Sasuke Nagasaki and Hitachi Kano, both falling on the Dragon Glider, same as last season. And for Shinsuke, that's the same as the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, that is very disappointing. Neither of them, despite being really good ninjas, and I've been really wanting to see them get far, neither of them have made as stage 1 since Sasuke 32, so it's been very disappointing one for them.
Yeah, I would love to see them come back and actually beat stage 1 again, but it's unfortunate that once again that's where they fell.
Yeah, it's understandable why they would cease to fast forward, but it's just disappointing.
Yeah, next up was Yusuke and Sasuke, who barely cleared the course. One question is by barely. He missed the second off wall, but ended up getting it on the second try, just barely clearing. About 3 seconds left. Definitely down to the wire one.
Oh yeah, and one last. Oh yeah, for sure. It was definitely on the edge of my seat for that one. Then we had, generally speaking, probably my favorite female ninja in Japan as a whole. We have Ayano Oshima. This ninja is a legend here because she has gone farther than any of the Japanese ninja just since Sasuke 2.
In Sasuke 36, she made all the way to the warp wall, but timed out. In the last 2 seasons, she's fallen on early. This time, she was able to make it back there, but suffered the same exact fate as 2 years ago. As Sasuke 36, as she timed out right there. And you can tell the dedication how much she wanted to clear this course. Because, when she left that wall, even after she knew, hey, I know I can't make this, but I still want to go for it because I still want to make it. But she missed all 3 times she got, and honestly, I think it's partly because she waited a lot. Because she came to the second wall with 30 seconds left, and she didn't go until she had 15 left.
Yeah, generally speaking, I get it's because, women and stuff, but, I really hate, generally, as we go further and further, I hate how the second warp wall, generally, is affected by the weather.
Yeah, there was a problem with Sasuke 37 as well, but it's just a little disappointing.
Yeah, but, anyway, moving on the next ninja we wanted to highlight was
Iwamato Ohikaru, also known as the Snowman.
Yep, so, similar to another which we'll be talking about later on, This guy is one of the well-known celebrities of Sasuke, who came on as a celebrity, I think Sasuke 34, I think. I don't remember for sure. But anyway, he came on as a celebrity then, or sometime at OEO. And, he did pretty well, and now he's one of the most well-known ninjas. This is definitely the same situation here. Anyway, then we have Ryo Mitachi. The very next number is gonna be the next Cleo, which is thankful, because Ryo is one of the most well-known ninjas. And he cleared with 2.32 left on the clock, so just barely. He also had a miss on the second world wall, so I'm glad he was able to make it. The next one was fast-forwarded, but another clear by Yamamoto Kaitoa. Oh well, and he cleared with 11.14 left on the clock. And then the very next ninja, Tatsuya Tada, who was the last ninja standing in Sasuke 37, and then cleared as well with, I believe, the slowest clear of the tournament, which contradicts what I said earlier, but yeah.
Yeah, he cleared with 0.25 left on the clock, and definitely a pretty dicey one. It sucks that I wasn't able to be shown. We didn't cheating kind of thing, but definitely for sure.
Yeah, I was very excited to see him clear. And as we see going on, Tatsuya definitely is the stand-up competitor here in this tournament.
Oh yeah, for sure, just going into it. But anyway, next up we had Shingo Yamamoto, who has once again competed in every single Sasuke tournament, and this one was generally not surprising.
Yeah, first off, him on the silk slide, he ended up touching the water with his leg, but they did not disqualify him for this, which is pretty bullshit because they disqualified a ninja soon after him for this, and it literally was so slight I couldn't even tell in the first watch.
Oh yeah, definitely. But anyway, he was not disqualified for this. He ended up going on the fishbone instead. And so then we had that ninja we were just talking about, Kasumi Yamada. Leader of the Black, the original, who also known as Mr. Sasuke.
Yeah, he had done one of those disappointing ones. He touched the water on the quad steps, disqualifying himself. And, generally, this is disappointing mostly because of the fact that, they didn't disqualify Kenji for the, Shingo for this. But, yeah, they disqualified Yamada. And plus, generally, this was done unexpected.
Yeah, on the first obstacle, you should generally be able to make it.
Yeah. But, anyway, then we had, another Sheikah fail was a big Star Ninjas who was definitely pretty surprising. We had Kenji Darvis, another case where a celebrity ninja did really, really well and kept on coming back. But he unfortunately ended up going out on rolling kill. His was definitely a disappointing one.
Oh yeah, I was definitely expecting him to move on.
Yeah, then we had Tomohiro Kawaguchi, another one of the top ninjas, who unfortunately has failed on the warp ball the last two tournaments, and he's doing so here as well.
Yes, very disappointing. I was expecting him to move on. But then, even more disappointing, we had Yuji Uchihawa, the two-time champion who, until this last tournament, was the only ninja to achieve constant tournament victory twice. Ended up falling in the warp wall too.
Yeah, and this was very surprising because, we were expecting him to clear. And we also had Yusuke Morimoto, the winner from last season, also time out in the warp wall.
Yeah, that was very surprising. Especially since Yusuke really looked like he had on that very first attempt.
Yeah, if it wasn't for it being wet, it generally looked like he probably would have cleared it.
Yeah, once again, like I said, this course was so easy. I think Yusuke probably would have won again. And if he didn't slip up because of the weather, it was barely his fault.
Yeah, I'm genuinely all these guys, they fell to the wall because of the weather, and it's really disappointing because all these top three ninjas were the top ninjas that we knew about. We were expecting to go far, and it really just left I think four ninjas we knew.
Yeah, that was Ryo, Yamada. Kaitoa, Tata Tosia, yeah, and Snow. And then we had that four-way, which was mostly only because, they're well known as, going far, not necessarily in our eyes.
Yeah, the only veteran I know from this bunch is Ryo. Oh, but generally, Tatsuya is also a well-known veteran as well.
Yeah, but, anyway... And moving on, we have Stage 2, which was probably the most underwhelming course to date.
Yeah, Stage 2 had literally no changes. Nothing was changed between Sasuke 38 and Sasuke 39. What a disappointment.
Yeah, at least stage 1 had a small change with the whoop wall and the modification to the soak slider. This had no change from Sasuke 39. And it was still the rolling log, the 2 samurais, which were just time wasters. Then we have the spider walk, I can drop, the backstream reverse conveyor, which was made way easier, and the wall lift. Honestly, this is very disappointing.
Yeah, after coming off A&W to where, they differentiate stage 2 so much that it actually fixed it in our eyes. Coming from that to this, it's just disappointing.
Yeah, I like the ideas of stage 2. I just wish they'd differentiate, change it up a bit. What's stopping them from, making a newer version? From, taking out the samurai and adding something else in? What's stopping them from, adding a new modern also? And heck, I know this is cheating, but what's stopping them from just taking an obstacle from A&W and putting it here because it would differentiate the course?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the A&W obstacles could probably be built like this, so I really hate how Stage 2 is so samey. It's really disappointing, definitely, for sure. That's for sure, but anyway, let's get to the ones. There's generally not many people who moved on. Only about 14 people end up moving on to Stage 2. So, generally speaking, Stage 1 took out a lot of the general crowd.
Yeah, again, that was a lot. Contributed a lot. The weather was generally a big contributor to that, but if you take a look here at these ninjas, the last, 7 of them are just clears. There's only one non-clear in that gap.
Yeah, so generally not all that surprising. Stage 2 was generally easy, and it shows in the results. Starting with the first digital course, Stage 1.
Saikawa! No. Koji Saikawa. Oh, who ended up timing out just before the buzzer?
Yes, Koji ended up just barely, not making it by getting over the throw up. But then the timer went off, so he was not able to hit the buzzer in time. Just barely. I think if he had 0.3 seconds left, he definitely would have cleared. But fortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Then we had the next battle, Gato Yusuke, who was the only ninja not to time out or get disqualified. So, really weird.
Yeah, but he was falling on the salmon ladder on the way, on the down up salmon ladder. Then we had Sakuto with 9, who was also really close, was the current Stage 2, but ended up timing out right before the wall lift, so yeah. Then we had a Gemma Hanaki, who ended up falling on the rolling log. And then we have the long streak of clears we mentioned earlier, who all cleared the course.
Yeah, so we had Kenji-Hawa, we have Hayate Kenji-Hawa, who ended who cleared with 20.72 left on the clock. We have the Black Tiger, I got Yamamoto Yoshiyuki, who also cleared. We have Isa Yoshiowi, who was fast forwarded, that celebrity, who ended up clearing with 12.63. We had Hayoki Masashi, who also cleared with 16.75. I have Tomohiro Moto, who cleared with 5.18 left on the clock. And finally, we have Yusuke Sasuke, who ended up clearing with 4.96, and is currently the oldest ninja to complete Stage 2 within this tournament.
Yeah, generally speaking, pretty uneventful.
Yeah, actually, we walked through those 5 clears in a row with literally nothing to talk about. Because, there's barely anything to mention about them. Because of how boring Stage 2 is. And we were generally fast forwarding through the ones, too, because it really wasn't too much to elaborate on. There was... we had the last fail of Stage 2, that being Awamato Hikaru. And by the way, if you're hearing a snowblower, that is the guy plowing his driveway next door because we're in the middle of a snowstorm.
Yeah, this is the, if you're curious, this is January 29th, so this is when that huge snow blizzard came in on that Saturday a couple days back for you guys. We're in the midst of that, so someone's using the snowblower, so David can hear on his mic, so we're sorry.
Yeah, but anyway, Snowman, he ended up falling in the reverse conveyor, timing out on it, and that was pretty shocking. And he was the last fail of the tournament, as we had Ryo Itachi, Yamamoto Kiyataru, and Tatsuya Tada all clear, with two of them being fast forwarded, and Kaitolo's clear being very down to the wire, and only 1.76 left on the clock. So very excited for him. But one thing I want to preference is that Tetsuya, despite being the last man standing of this tournament, as we'll see, he ended up getting fast forwarded again.
Yeah, what is this, Kyle Solomon?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what we mean is like Kyle Solomon, he got fast forwarded 3 of his 5 runs, and aside from the stage 2 stuff, he was pretty much neglected, and here it seems like the same way.
Yeah, it's really just exactly how he does. But anyway, now we're going to go on to stage 3. The most modified course, but really there's no difference either way.
Yeah, so anyway, let's move on. So it's generally the same as Sasuke 38, with a few exceptions. She was done with the flying bar, and then we have the modified version of the Sidewinder with 2 of the cylinders rotating, which is a pretty good change. Makes it a lot more difficult, adds a timing barrier on it that I'm generally okay with it. Then we have the swing edge, which is basically a version of falling shells with A&W. However, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, it's lacking that drop on the grabs, but the difference is that there's 2 blind grabs, so I don't know if you can call this harder or easier. I'd say easier, because they look cheaply made, 1 and 2, and it's lacking the drop, which is what made that blind grab difficult, or as a whole, because like people like Jake Murray, or Adam Boyle, Sean Boy, basically everyone who got that blind grab, ended up getting both their hands on it, but because of that drop, they fell. So here they would have been fine.
Yeah. Anyway, after that, it's generally the same as Sasuke 38. We have the cliffhanger dimension, the vertical limit, and the pipe slider, so all the same. And then we move on to the ones. It's as simple as that.
Yep, the last 9 ones of the tournament. So anyway, let's talk about them. Starting with Kajihara Hayate, who ended up falling on the cliffhanger dimension.
Yeah, generally speaking, a very good one to start off stage 3 with, and one of the best of the tournament, as we saw the next couple fall pretty early. The Yamato Yoshiyuki, the Black Tiger, ended up falling on the falling shelves, if I don't feel like calling it the swing edge.
I mean, it's a bad name too, like, why would you call it that? Why is it even called that? That's a better question. Why is it called that?
My best guess is because you switched your grip in between it, but I don't know. I guess. But anyway, then we had Isa Yoshinori, who also fell on the falling shelves, and unfortunately he got disqualified for not grabbing the back of, not doing a blind grab instead of just doing a frontward grab, which made him grab the seams, which is not allowed, which is generally like brings me back flashbacks to when Makoto Nagano was technically clear this just shouldn't cliffhanger, but ended up grabbing the top and qualifying himself in Sasuke 18. And generally, this generally hits the same notes.
Oh yeah, definitely I wasn't expecting it. But anyway, then we had Hoki Masashi, who's been to stage 3 the last couple of tournaments and has done pretty well getting onto the cliffhanger. And he does literally the exact same thing as last year.
Yep, with his one, he ended up falling on the first transition, just like the last couple of seasons. Every season but Sasuke 36, he's fallen on that first transition, and it's really saddening.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like a billion of time he's done that.
Yeah. Anyway, then we have Matsu Tomohiro, who ended up falling on the Sidewinder. Then we had Yusuke Sasuke, who also fell on the Sidewinder. Then we have Leo Matachi, who ended up shockingly falling on the falling shelves.
Yeah, I was definitely expecting him to move on like clear, like I was expecting that.
Yep, then we had Yamato Kaitawa, who ended up falling on the Sidewinder, so pretty disappointing. And then we had probably the most hype moment of the entire tournament.
Yep, we have Tatsuya Tada winning stage doing the best of everyone.
Yep. So he was the only one to nail both jumps on the cliffhanger, which was hugely celebrated by everyone else, and make all the way to the third legend of vertical limit before falling. Definitely the most impressive one of the tournament.
Yeah, it makes me even more disappointed that he wasn't shown at all in the edit before this.
Yeah, but still, really hype one. They definitely illustrated that here in the ending. But I think it's very disappointing how this is how the tournament ends.
Yeah, like, you can't expect the final stage, but it's just more of this, like, there wasn't really much content in terms of what happened beforehand.
Yeah, if you realize something, well, yes, this is technically a lot longer than we expected. It still isn't all that much in the grand scheme of things. We watched through this 4-hour broadcast in under an hour last time, and it just shows how bad and how mediocre one of the mill this is.
Yeah, so, oh yeah, now we gotta talk about this. Now we have to talk about this. Stage 4, the final stage. It is on stage 4, the final stage, which was not touched, did get some modifications.
Yeah, I got a new obstacle, which was never shown. As Ninja Wiki states, it is unknown, which is really weird. But aside from that, it looks is exactly the same as from Sasuke 37, as from Sasuke 38. So a little disappointing, but kind of wish we got to see stage 4 just so we knew what that first obstacle was.
Yeah, I find it really weird that there was an unknown obstacle there.
Yeah, generally, but we don't know necessarily. We can't even examine it ourselves because again, they hyped up the 4th stage during the beginning of the broadcast in that first hour which we don't have to watch. So yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that wraps it up for this episode of Ninja Warrior Podcast. That went on for a lot longer than I was expecting.
Yeah, we saw the AW Junior how we said it might be shorter than a normal podcast. It actually ended up being twice as long as the first time we did a Sasuke tournament. Yeah, it's strange, but generally speaking with this one, we took a lot more care into it, and I think it worked out very well.
Yep, so next time, we're going to be covering AW Junior Season 3, Episode 9, the quarterfinals.
Yep, as far as we know, the specials for EW13 still haven't been given air dates, which surprises me. So, we'll cover those when they come out, but right now, we're going right back to EW Junior, covering that. Hopefully we can finish it very soon. I'm sorry about that, but once again, when the specials for EW13 start rolling out, we'll stop EW Junior to cover those, just to get them out of the way. But anyway, that's it for this episode. I think that's it for this episode.
Yep, but anyway, we'll see you guys next time for AW Junior Season 3, Episode 9. First on the quarterfinals, very excited for that one. But anyway, we'll see you guys there. Peace.